Greetings everyone, and here we are in the downtown Gold Coast, ready to go and serve the Bank of Queensland.
Yes, and its CEO, Patrick Allaway. We're expecting potentially 150 people there today. So we're going to see what they say when we serve the CEO the absolute factual information that they received $700 billion in 1967 to accrual at 4% until 1977 to be 50% of that to be released to the public for humanitarian development projects.
Yes.
So we wait and see, and we also have printed off a large number of
the notice of demand.
Notice of demand.
Lovely. Yeah. We've had about 2 hours sleep, so woohoo, he will just keep going. We've also been helping some wonderful farmers, and we're perfecting that document as well.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens when we serve those notices of demand and steering them to where they can find the actual downloadable document, which is on www.corruptionwhistleblower.com, and that'll also be accompanied by its certificate of service. And we'll see what happens when the cat gets thrown in amongst the pigeons.
Thanks everyone, talk to you soon. I'll keep you posted.
Right. I'm here today at the Brisbane Convention Centre, and we're about to serve, the trustees are about to serve Patrick Allaway the document to reduce the money that's been owed to the people, which is $700 billion in 1967. And accruing at 4% for 30 years, which they failed to pay the people. And then this current date makes it 58 years or 59 years, and it accumulates to about $7 trillion.
Lots of people here?
Yeah, there is lots of people here.
Nice day. Are you guys from Brisbane?
No, we're actually from Sydney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're from Sydney.
Would Patrick be coming out here soon, or we?
He was here momentarily.
I
thought I saw him.
I thought I saw him walking up that way. I'm not too sure if he came back.
I'm going to duck inside and see if I can find him.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Come down and introduce yourself, love. We're just going to get introduced to Patrick Allaway. Patrick all the way. Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Donna.
I'm Peter Hall.
Hi, Peter.
We're the trustees of the amount of money that the NAB Bank owes.
The Bank of
Got
Queensland.
served, and that's signed off by the full bench of the International Criminal Court.
Okay, so what's this in relation to?
Oh, yeah, it's for the Bank of Queensland. So
Yes.
we've been made trustees, as you'll see down here.
Yeah.
And it looks like the Bank of Queensland back in 1967. You might have been okay. I'll tell you a little story.
We're not saying you're aware,
I'll tell you a little
I was
story.
7 years
Patrick.
old, but anyway, that's fine.
Let me tell you a little story. So back in 1967, the Bank of Queensland and numerous other banks were actually entrusted with trillions of dollars, like $700 billion, for example, for the Bank of Queensland. I know, so it's all in here. And what we want you to have a look at is that in
I don't think we would have ever had $700 billion.
yeah, so in 1997, the Bank of Queensland and numerous other banks. Numerous other banks were supposed to be able to give it back to the people in 1997.
So this was in 67, you were saying?
Yeah, and half of it matured in 97. 700 trillion is in the document.
No, 700 billion.
Sorry, 700 billion.
Okay.
700 that the Bank of Queensland got.
So what are you serving us with? What are we? What are you suggesting?
The demand for the return.
There you go. You can have one too.
Very good.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is Christy. Christy's in our investor relations team.
Yes, lovely.
And look, so what I'll do is, I'm not aware of it.
Of
but
course,
thank you.
yeah.
Our legal team will have a look at it.
Oh, yeah,
None of
for
the
sure.
but I can assure you it's signed off by the full bench of the ICJ.
Who are the ICJ?
International Court of Justice.
Okay.
The full bench, which is 17 judges of the International Criminal Court, to clear that document of fraud or ill will or anything like that, to say that.
And John Howard signed off to, it was in 2007, you've got the full document, where they say they knew about it, and it was supposed to be released in 97, was supposed to be 50% released to the people and clear all the loans and everything. And then in 2027 was supposed to be another 50% released, and it just keeps going on
That's
like that.
a lot of money.
Well, I know it is, so we really want the banks to be aware. NAB's been served, Commonwealth Bank, all the CEOs there have been served, and ANZ.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time.
Yes.
Find me and serve me.
Thank you very much.
You're going to be very surprised because what's happened is all the banks have ripped off every single man and woman and child in this nation. This is serious stuff. It's signed off by
Including
the
yourself.
It's signed off by the United. So there's over 350 signatures on that document worldwide, including Obama in 2007. So that document went through the ICC and the ICJ in 2007 as true and correct. But the original asset holders are coming after the money, and we've been appointed the trustees to collect it.
So congratulations, you've been the first to be served with a demand.
There's no ill will from our behalf.
No, you did it. You did it in a very friendly manner.
Thank you.
So that's
have a lovely time.
No, we will look into it. I mean, I don't think in our history we've ever had $700 billion.
No, yes, you have.
Yeah, it's on
Okay.
the credit ledger.
We will have a look at it.
It's on another ledger.
All loans are fraud because it's part of the bill of exchange.
Yeah.
We sign a promissory note to give to the bank, which you put that on your ledger, and then you lend back the principal, right? That's how it works. You know that's how it works.
We'll have a look at it. But thank you so much.
Thank
Lovely to meet you.
Andrew.
Thank you,
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, wonderful. Thanks so much.
very much.
Have a lovely day.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing it with a smile.
Yeah, no worries. Happy to. Bye. We've all got a good smile now. We'll be smiling. Let's keep smiling, don't we? So there he goes. It's just been served. We keep smiling. How did you go? What did you think of that,
I thought it was
Peter?
pretty good, actually. The CEO that didn't know,
Yeah.
because they don't, 1967, but someone's concealing it from him, and soon he's going to find out that this document is bulletproof and they will have to return the funds.
So we're just about to go around and serve all the stock. What are they called?
Shareholders.
Shareholders, not stock takers. We're the stock takers. Going to go and see the shareholders. See you soon. Just got to be careful who you're working for. Did you get one? You got one, didn't you? The letter of demand. Yeah, you already got it. So we've now been swished out of the meeting. We've now been swished out of the meeting.
Yeah, we've done our job.
And so the CEO personally come out and told us to stop serving everyone. So we've served a lot of people already, which was great. We didn't serve them, we just let them have this, I'll show you, this notice of demand for what the have done. So they didn't like that. The shareholders all know now. And so they should. We're shareholders. Well, I'm not. Peter's got one share. Hi everyone. We happily served Patrick Allaway from the Bank of Queensland here at the Brisbane Convention Centre. Thanks so much for having an AGM. Peter's got one share in the bank, so we went to the AGM. But we didn't have to go in. It was great. We caught him in the foyer and we didn't have to go in to painstakingly go through all of that with a waffle. Now Peter's about to hold up the document that we as well served the people who were there, the innocent people who were there.
Yeah, so here it is here. It's a notice of formal demand and it outlines how much money that was owed. So we printed about 100 of these off and gave them all to the shareholders. And at the end, the CEO and a couple of the hoons that are running the bank came out and said, "Oh, you can't do that. Oh, your shareholders," like tried to shuffle us off, but it was too late. We'd already given copies of them to everybody, and some of the people were quite interested.
They were.
And some people were going, "Oh, what's that?" Because it's hard to get your head around this thing when you have no knowledge of it whatsoever. But in the end, they've been served a notice of demand for the
first and final notice.
Yeah, the first and final notice.
2 weeks they've got now. 2 weeks.
14 days, and then once the 14 days passes, then we will be taking another action. And as you can see here, the principal was 700 billion.
Wow.
700 billion.
In 67. They were given that in 67.
But in 58 or 59 years, it comes up to 7 trillion. They've got
7 trillion.
Yep, they've got no hope of paying it back at 4%. So they are in absolute trouble. We don't know what their shareholders are going to do when they read this notice of formal demand. Some people will disregard it, but what we did last night, we put a link on the bottom of it so they can type it in and see the full document. Because we couldn't obviously print out, hundreds of pages, hundreds of documents at 140, 150 pages each, being the brief of evidence. But we gave them a link where they'll be able to click on there on www.corruptionwhistleblower, and they'll be able to see the certificate of service and all the evidence that we've just served him. So they will be having nightmares in there at this moment because we explained it to Patrick, and he sort of didn't. Once again, they don't know, but they're CEOs and they need to know. And so it's not actually the CEO we're going after. We're going after the Bank of Queensland, and we want the money returned back into the white spiritual boy accounts so that it can be delivered to the people.
Yeah. So we're really happy that we were able to catch him. He came out special. We found him out in the foyer, like I was saying, and then we proceeded to serve the shareholders who are now in the boringest meeting, and will now be sitting there reading the documents, and no doubt they'll have some questions for him at question time.
He came out all smiles and said, thank you very much for being,
serving with a smile. And I'm like, well, I congratulated him for being the first one to be served a letter of demand.
But it soon turned south once he knew we were giving everybody copies of the knowledge of the notice of formal demand of the return of these assets. And I'm not going to say what's going to happen to the shares, but anybody that looks at this stuff will know that the shares are going to flop. But we know that they're going to fight tooth and nail, but you can't get past this stuff signed off by the full bench of the International Criminal Court, the full 17 judges, and the full court of the International Court of Justice, 15 judges, and on another.
And the Queen, and and John Howard, and all the other presidents and prime ministers and people on the Committee of 300, who then continued. So that was done in 2007, and then they continued to keep the money from the people.
Yeah, so it's not rebuttable if it was an affidavit, but it simply is not. This is a notice of demand, but they'll have their chance to attempt to rebut it in the next legal move we make. And many will say, the judges and everything are putrid in this country. Yeah, they are. We are absolutely run by a death cult in this country and terrorists. And I will say that because if they put me on trial for a criminal offence of saying that against them, we will simply get a jury and tell the story. And that's probably why our corruption whistleblower newspaper hasn't been attacked, because what would be on trial? The corruption whistleblower newspaper, which is a brief of evidence. So, they've got a lot to answer for, and I've said it a few times before that the blood of every farmer, and when we came out of Canberra, those 2,500 people, or the men that had committed suicide, and
just that year,
generally starts off with financial stress, because when debt walks in, love walks out. So the blood of all those people's hands are definitely on this Australian government and all the CEOs that knew about it prior. These ones don't, but now they do, and now's their chance, because now they've been served. Anything they do is aiding and abetting the fraud, the high treason of stealing the people's assets.
Yep, so thank you, Convention Centre, for allowing us again to access a CEO who's usually up in his ivory tower and no one can ever get to.
And it's 10:15, the meeting started at 10 o'clock, so thank goodness that we didn't have to sit through their drool, because they just talk utter rubbish. And he certainly didn't like it when I said to him, all loans are fraud, this is the CEO, and explained that he knew. He couldn't answer the question when I said to him, but the fraction is people's deposits, and the money comes from the signature, which is a promise to pay to the bank, which is then put on the bank's ledger, and then they remove it from the bank's ledger. So you create the asset that gets put onto the bank's ledger, but it's just an accounting process basically, and then they give you back the principal. But the evil gets worse when the interest is never created, and your interest payments must come from somebody else's broken loan or inflation. There's nowhere else it can come from.
And did you notice when you told him that he didn't say, no, that's not true?
He couldn't.
He did not rebut it.
Fact.
And didn't rebut it. Couldn't rebut it. Yeah, exactly.
And when the people wake up to this stuff in full, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. We can't say.
There won't be empty shoes on the front lawn of Parliament House. I tell you, there won't be empty shoes there. There'll be full shoes on the lawn.
Yeah, we've got two more to do in Sydney this week. and we'll update you as we go along. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your support.
Thanks for your support.
Keep researching. Keep
Do your homework.
keep across all of this stuff, because we're really on the path to giving people debt relief, prosperity packages, and very much the helping hand that was supposed to be given to us by these banksters and the death cult, corrupt, satanic government that we are forced to be under for the moment. So yeah, they all need arresting, we know that.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Cheers. Bye.